Welcome back, folks. Thanks for tuning in to a brand new video review, and we have finally gotten the Baby Yoda from Mattel, the 11-inch plush that has been on everyone's pre-orders and everyone's minds, and it feels like it's been a lot longer. I mean, it's already been, what, 4 or 5 months, I think, since these went up for pre-order through all the major retailers: Disney, Target, Walmart, even Best Buy, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. I ordered probably one from every company and trying to see who gets it out first. Target has been delaying my order every other day. It seems like I've had my order change from March to April to May, back to April, now May again. It's just been one big game and one big goose chase, and out of the blue, Disney sent me an email last week saying your order is being shipped. And of course, living in California, I'm one of the last people to get this order, but I'm still so happy that I finally have Baby Yoda in my possession, the first of many Baby Yoda toys coming out and collectibles and everything you can imagine from the Mandalorian show on Disney Plus. Now let's get right into it. This thing looks incredible. I am shocked at how close it resembles the original prototypes and images that we were given when this was first announced, and it kind of blows my mind how great it actually does look. I didn't expect it to look this great. Is it completely accurate and perfect? No, but that doesn't mean it doesn't look fantastic. I think the biggest issue, if you want to say, is the actual coloring of the skin and even the fabric here and there. But even then, it's not so far off that you really want to complain, because it actually does look very good. Now let's take a quick look at the packaging first. It does come in this sort of cradle packaging, which is really cool, but that's one thing, I guess. If I have to be disappointed at something, I expected the actual packaging to be more of like a carrier, that maybe at a convention I can put some straps on it and carry it around. But it's not very practical. It's definitely more so for a display piece or even just good on a shelf. And we do see the Mandalorian, the child logos right here at Mattel. And I will say this is kind of a weird design. I don't quite understand if it's supposed to be like resembling the armor of the Mandalorian or the actual basket that the baby was sitting in. It's kind of almost like scraped off metal, I guess, but I mean, again, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, and there he goes. Oh no, Baby Yoda. Okay, I'm gonna let him sit right there while we conduct this review. And I had already taken out the straps holding him in. There were just 2 little straps on his arms, so that's why he kind of just plopped out. Here is what we see on the back. The child, as one of the most feared bounty hunters in the galaxy, the Mandalorian never expected to be shielding this 50-year-old child from his rivals and enemies. Now you can protect this lovable little creature just like the Mandalorian does. And it's in French also. There is a picture of the child so that you can actually compare the two. And like I said, pretty spot on. You know, there's very few things. Like I said, maybe the actual fabric is a little bit lighter. Of course, there's no fur on top. The coloring, it's maybe a different shade of green. And I think the ears could be a little bit more pink. And there's maybe too much pink around the lips and eyes. But even then, it just looks fantastic. So, and this did retail for $24.99. And I think shipping was like $5. So it was like a $30 purchase, which I am super happy with. Now let's get a closer look at the child itself. Let me go ahead and take a measurement first. I believe they did advertise this as an 11-inch figure or plush doll. Let's see how tall he actually stands. And he is, I think, just under, oh no, yeah, he's just about 11 inches. You can see right there the very top of his forehead. So they're pretty exact on those measurements. Now with the fabric, and actually, you know what? Let me point out one thing that I was pretty shocked about. His feet. Do you think he has feet? Nope, he does not have feet. They just made him this heavy little sack thing on the bottom so that, of course, he can stay put. But I think that's pretty interesting. I did not expect them to make his feet like that. Or, you know, not expect the base, I should say, to be like that. But that's all they did. It's, you know, it's pretty heavy. You can feel it's kind of like a beanbag, everything in there. And, of course, in the show, we don't actually see his feet, if I recall. And his little shirt or outfit comes all the way down, so when you do rest them on something, you can kind of position him however you want and he'll stand. As far as articulation goes, the head does not move, so there's no joint or anything there. You have to move his whole body, which I kind of wish there was something in the neck, unless, I don't think, you can see here it's pretty much sewn to his little torso or his neck right there. The arms, you can move them, but they don't stay put. There's nothing there. Again, that's just the plush. So the only thing that we actually have that's rubber or plastic are the hands and the head. The rest is either the actual plush body and arms, and then the fabric we have for the cloth or the clothing that he is wearing. Now let me go ahead and get a close-up on the actual face. Like I said, as far as paint goes, the color scheme, the green isn't that big of a deal. I think it looks pretty good. The eyes just look absolutely fantastic. I think they were able to nail that expression. You can see all the molding for the eyebrows and the forehead. We have his little heart that we did notice in the show. We have all the wrinkles all over his forehead and the top of his head. You have some wrinkles in the ears. It's a pretty simple design and model, and that's fine because given what it is, it's just a plush doll. I can't complain. The back, there are a ton of wrinkles too. I'm not sure if that's an after fact issue of the painting and molding, or maybe they purposely did that. There is a little paint scuff right there, some brownish paint that maybe just got scuffed on something, or maybe they mispainted it, but it's not a big deal. I'm sure you can get that wiped away. But the rest of it, the rest of the paint looks pretty darn good. And as I mentioned earlier, I think it's more of like a purplish pink they have on the cheeks and the lips. It's really coming out on the camera. In person, it doesn't look that bright, I guess, maybe because of the lighting. But even around the eyelids, I think the coloration is a little bit off and it's a little bit too much. I don't think they should have put as much on the lips, or maybe not as wide. And even the eyelids, I think the cheeks are the most important part, and just touching the lips. But of course, it seems like maybe they just spray painted this and they made it a little too dark. It didn't set very well. But depending on the lighting and the angle and how far back you actually look at it, it isn't too bad. Now inside the ears, it's a little bit darker too, more of a brownish color. I feel like this blended in with the green, causing that discoloration. And it is good though. I will say that you do have that different color. It's not just all green and they just cheaped out and were lazy with it, but they actually did try to make an attempt at making this a different color. As you know, the ears actually do look in the show. And let me just bring that picture again. You can see how kind of pinkish orange from the light the ears are, and then around the eyelids and lips you don't see it as much. But of course the green in the actual show is more of a bluish tint and haze to it, whereas this is just straight up green. Now as for the hands too, they are both, I think they're in different, they're pretty much in the same position. Actually no, these fingers are spread out more. Let me put them in the same. So you can see the different hands. This one has his fingers open. These are a little bit closed. The fingernails are a goldish brownish color. And they are smooth and polished too. And I kind of wish they did something to the inside of the hands, but again, that's not a big deal. But it would just kind of make sense if they're doing the pinkish purple on the lips and ears, that they would have something on the palm. And this side is the same. Now as far as the fabric goes, this part is a very soft woolish material, and I don't think this detaches. No, everything is sewn on, which is fine because I don't see any reason to take these off. And we have the same soft material here just on the cuffs. And then the rest of it is kind of like a vinyl-ish material. I'm not too familiar with all my fabric names, but it's a pretty thin material. So you can pretty much see through it. It's mesh-like design. And I like all the attention to detail they have everywhere. And the back, I don't think it makes any sound, no. So I think this was just the way they sewed the fabric and the way it rests, that it looks like there might be like a battery compartment, but it's not. It's closed right there. And I'm actually curious, since I have my scale, he does have some good weight to him, so I'm just curious how much he weighs. I don't think I ever paid attention when I purchased it. Hopefully he can stay in place. It's like weighing a baby. Okay, stay. And he comes in at 1 pound and 3.4 ounces. So a little bit over a pound, which is, a pretty good weight for this type of material. And most of that weight is coming from the actual head and then that beanbag-ish, not Beanie Baby, but that beanbag filling in his base. There we have it, folks. There is the Mattel Baby Yoda, or the official name, the Child 11-inch plush figure. If there's any stores that still have these available online, I would highly suggest ordering it. I know some people have been getting lucky finding them in Targets and Walmarts. And here in Los Angeles, when I tried checking Targets, they supposedly said they wouldn't be getting them for another month, but either they were lying or that date will change quickly and easily, but it never hurts to go ahead and check that as well. My order from Shop Disney took about, I'd say, a little less than a week, again, because I am located all the way in California and shipping does take quite some time, and I didn't opt for any faster shipping method. I just chose the standard shipping. And really quick, I just realized I didn't get a close-up of the eyes really well, but these eyes are fantastic. I mean, just like you see in the show, these gorgeous glossy black eyes. It almost looks like, no, I thought there was some eyeball in there, but there's not. I mean, it is pretty much alien-like. I mean, everything in the show is alien-like, and you got his cute little nose. So yeah, I want to try to make sure I get every little detail of this guy before I finish up this review. I'm kind of doing this on the fly because I'm just so freaking excited to finally have my Baby Yoda. And as you saw in the beginning, he did take a little tumble because he does kind of have his weight fluctuate depending on how you stand him. You can't really have him stand. You can kind of have him lean in other ways. You can't really have him go back and forth, otherwise he's going to fall right over. But, you can pretty much stay right in that position. If you want to go ahead and grab like a baby carrier, baby stroller or something, he's going to look just fine in there. Anyway, folks, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate the views and support. If you have any questions about this figure, or this plush doll, I should say, or just any questions and comments at all, please feel free to leave them down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and follow all my pages. Thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for the next video review.